If I had 24 hours to boost your maritime LinkedIn presence, this is what I would do. So, the first question you might have is why LinkedIn? Why would we take this platform out of all other platforms like Instagram, YouTube, Twitter slash X, whatever you might call it? Um, why LinkedIn? So, there's two statistics that really drive this point, which is number one, we have 82% of marketers that say LinkedIn is by far the best platform for them when it comes to B2B marketing, which you most likely do as a maritime company. And the second part of this is that 80% of all leads, all B2B leads in the world that are generated by social platforms are on LinkedIn. So if you're going to choose a social platform to really get the most out of for your B2B maritime business, LinkedIn is it. And I also don't know about you, but I see so many maritime companies, so much potential on LinkedIn. I just think that most of them could do a better job at presenting themselves. So that is why I'm making this video, because this is what I work with. Um, with all that being said, let me start out. I have a 5-part plan for you for your LinkedIn optimization. It's really simple. It'll just take a couple hours because you have to write some stuff, but very manageable. I will give you frameworks, no stress. So we start with the most important thing, which is your headshot. What can we say about your headshot? So I have shown mine, not because it's perfect, but at least because it gives a good couple pointers on what you should look for in a great profile picture or a headshot. The first part is that you want to have the right attire, the right clothes. So on LinkedIn, we want to be dressed in the picture the same way we're dressed on our workplace. So if you're in a super corporate setting where everyone has a suit and tie, then have a suit and tie in your profile picture. If you are in more of a casual, maybe back office position where people go in turtlenecks and jeans, then by all means, wear a turtleneck and present yourself like that. Just look appropriate for your role and appropriate for the actual setting you're in. So that's really to set the right context around your headshot. And the second part of this headshot framework, let's say, is you. And you want to be around 50 to 60% of the headshot frame, meaning your face, as you can see here with mine. I would probably say it's around 60% of the entire circle is my face. Nice and clear picture. And we want this so that we are the focus and we don't want stuff going on in the background. We just want us to be right there in the center. That's it. The third part, I already kind of spoiled it, but the third part is the background. We want a non-distracting background. Many people on LinkedIn, including me, have just a colored background edited in. Makes it super simple, or not edited in. Many people just have a professional photo shoot, which if you have the money, I totally recommend that. Have a clean background, just like many people. It keeps the focus on the relevant things and keeps the focus on you, which is the point of this. Some people have colored backgrounds that fit their personality or fit their taste or style. That's totally fine. In my case, I just like a nice, clean, simple background that keeps the focus on the more important parts of a profile. So that's the third part. And the fourth part is your expression. You do not want to look too stern. You do not want to look super, super happy. You just want a nice, neutral, or slightly smiling appearance. Don't have to reinvent the wheel here. You just have to look professional. And of course, it again depends on your role specifically. If kind of the common consensus is to have what you would see in my picture here, which is just a stern look, then go for that. And if you're more of a creative role, more of a dynamic, open position, if that makes sense, then you can totally have a smiling picture. Just don't exaggerate it. Just keep it within reason, which you're a better judge of than I am for your exact situation. With the headshot being out of the way, But first thing people look at, and therefore most important thing, they will then look at your name, which you can't change, funnily enough. But that leads people to the next part, which is your headline. Your headline is like the title of your book. So if we look at mine, there are many ways to go about this, but I will just give you two very easy points you can follow, which pretty much make sure that your headline is within the top 10% of what it could be. Which is, one, you want to talk about what you do professionally, and two, who you do it for. So in my case, who do I do it for? I do it for maritime companies, and what I do, I find qualified prospects through LinkedIn. All of the guarantee and the 90 days and the message me, that's an offer. That's for you to decide whatever makes sense for you, but just keep those two things in mind. One, what do you do? Two, who do you do it for? Super simple. Keep it simple, not some clever saying that nobody understands. Just keep it nice and fresh and interesting and captivating, but make sure that everyone understands what you're talking about. With that being said, we want to go on to the third thing people look at, which is your about section. So I see many people, and this is maybe a good thing to start with, that are doing it the wrong way. So maybe to talk about the wrong way first is to mention things that are on other parts of your profile and just restate them in your about section. There's no utility in talking about things that are either already said in your headline, said in your experience tab or in your education tab. People will see that, and if people want to know what your education is, they will go to your education tab. They will not go looking in your about section. So what is the about section for? In my experience, it works best when the about section is really a compelling story. So if you want to call it an interesting short story, or I like to call it a LinkedIn post, just as being permanently on your profile, that just really talks about how you came to be, talks about how you are competent at what you do, how you became competent at what you do, have some testimonials in there if you want to, have some proof, some inspiration, just something that makes you unique and makes you you. And that also, again, goes back to the entire AI thing and people copying you. If you talk about your own experience, about what you've done, like I do here, for example, people are not going to be able to copy that because it's your story. It's your life. So use that. And in the end, I would always go for a soft CTA, kind of leading into either calendar booking or messaging me here on LinkedIn. For you, it could be visiting a website or doing some action or signing up somewhere, whatever it might be. Just choose your CTA. That is really what I would say about the about section. The third part is really your experiences and your education and everything you've done. Projects also goes under that. Here, many people, again, do this entire notion of listing thing after thing after thing they've done, where I would just, for these descriptions personally, either keep it nice and clean and empty, or I would have something that describes what you do at the company, or again, something similar to the about section where you have a story. So that's like the options you have basically. You either write about what you do directly, or you write a story around the job, around what you're doing, that sort of stuff. Kind of what I do in this one. Talk about what I do and also have like a little story in it. Education is not that important to most people, what you actually write in it. The most important part is just the actual degree, if that is relevant for the industry, which in the maritime industry it often is, depending on what you do, of course. So that is that. And projects, name projects, it can be a really, really good way to show that you're ambitious, show that you're independent, that you're proactive, all those positive traits. If you're a job seeker, or if you're actually a company. Also show some projects, especially if it's projects from the company that really make you stand out, make you look better. And with all of these things, kind of a leading question, the litmus test, let's say, is will adding this thing make me look more competent, more able in what I want to provide for people? So if we add something that will not make your company look like it is more qualified doing what it's doing, or you fulfilling that function of the company, then it probably doesn't make sense for you to do it. It probably doesn't make sense for you to add it. But if you actually have something, for example, if you talk about a sales role and you now have a marketing company, then that probably makes sense because sales and marketing are very similar things. So here again, I would encourage you probably to take more stuff on than you would imagine, because especially nowadays, people transition careers all the time, or transition within industries like people do in the maritime industry. So every experience really just adds to your unique perspective on things and adds to your unique ability to solve problems. So I would definitely think about if there's any unique angle that you can add from all of these job roles and kind of see the, let's say, see the best in it and see how you can use it. That is it for the experiences and education, all the stuff you've done, which was point 3. Point 4 is your featured section and your custom button slash link. So if we start here, maybe we can scroll down to the custom button, where you either have what I have now, which is the book and appointment button, which we can see here. We either have a book and appointment button, which I have currently, which has the LinkedIn Premium version has that. So if you don't have that, then just go for the link. But the link may work just as well. So here you could have a link to your website and a quick text that lets people know why they should click on the link, who should click on the link. A great way to do it is really to just call out who you're targeting. So if you're actually targeting, let's say, targeting shipping companies, you can just write shipping companies, click here, or just shipping companies and an arrow point to that, whatever it might be. That works super well. And in my case, I like to have a premium button that just goes directly to my calendar booking. Continue to the featured section. Here again, I would have a CTA. So this is the CTA, of course. Either here or the link would appear between the location and the connections. I would have another CTA here in the featured section as the first thing. Nice little graphic like I do. You could have that. You could have some other image that displays what you do, but just have the CTA here in the featured section and somewhere either here in the button or on the link that appears here. That's really the two places you want people to go. Because if people go and like what you do on LinkedIn, they see what you do on LinkedIn and they like it, they want to continue, but they don't immediately see where to go, it's wasted opportunities. People see what you like, what they like, and they want to do something about it. So if you don't give them that opportunity to continue on that path, you're just setting yourself up for failure. You're just not getting the most out of your situation. So now we have walked through the headshot, the first thing people see, your headline, where you talk about what you do and who you do it for, the about section, where you write a compelling story that positions you as someone competent and positions you as someone who is a unique person and a human, just like everyone else. Then we go to the experiences and education. We add things that make us look more suitable for our current position, more competent for our current position. And lastly, we add a CTA, a call to action, to our website, calendar, messaging, whatever it might be, and put it either as a button or as a link in the top of our profile and in the featured section. And of course in the bottom of the about section. Most free places for the CTA so that people know where to go when they go on your profile, which is the most important thing, because your profile is like a landing page people go on when they click on any website. They want to see what you're about, they want to like you, and then they want to know what the next step is. And if you don't show what the next step is, people are not going to take the next step. So if you take one thing from this video, please just implement these call to actions either here at the top of your profile, or ideally in the top of your profile and in the featured section and in the about section. Give people a natural path toward whatever you want them to do. So if you want me to do the same thing for the company page and really take you through how to optimize that, how to go for that, or any other subject on LinkedIn, whether that be using Sales Navigator, or whether that be talking about how to network on LinkedIn, how to post on LinkedIn again, how to make newsletters, how to use lives, how to analyze your competitors, all of that, more than happy to make those videos. Just let me know and I will have something ready for next week. So I hope you have a lovely Sunday, at least that's where I'm at. Have a lovely rest of your day and take care.